This game is not really a Souls-like, and I think boiling it down to one is actually doing it a disservice. This is where winds meet, and I played the closed beta test over the weekend for about 15 hours. I like Souls-likes as much as the next guy, but the similarities pretty much start and end at the combat. It feels much more ambitious than typical Souls-likes. I went in expecting a narrow-focused open world / semi-open world, and it's certainly not narrow-focused. The translation from Chinese is lacking, but it's not lacking in content. The closed beta only had access to one area, but there was a ton to do. You could compare this to so many games like AC Shadows, Ghost of Tsushima, or even Breath of the Wild, and I don't think any comparison will be enough. There's exploration, cooking, fishing, thieving, traversal, dungeon delving, observing beasts or enemies to gain abilities, and an overwhelming amount of minigames. At times, it felt like I was playing an MMO that had been turned into a single-player game with optional co-op. That might sound worse than I intend, but there are a lot of pieces here that make the world feel very alive, and like you should be running into other players. There is 4-player co-op, but I did not try it out. I'm told there will be a plethora of multiplayer activities in the full release, including a Battle Royale mode. While this game has a lot more to offer than I expected, the combat is still very good, which is one of my favorite parts. This is absolutely not a boss rush style game, but that doesn't take away from the boss fights. They're very well done, and I found them enjoyably challenging. I tried 4 of the 6 available weapons. I didn't expect umbrellas and fans to be so incredibly satisfying to use. The combat feels like a mix of Sekiro and Nioh. The deflection system is very responsive and quick, but if you find it difficult, the game gives you a Deflection Assistance option that turns the parries into a rechargeable QuickTime event. I only used this briefly because I found the combat satisfying on its own, but this could be really helpful for someone that needs an easier experience. You start with the sword, spear, and umbrella with some abilities for each of them, and progression will require you to explore the world and discover how to unlock the abilities for all the other weapons. On top of combat skills, there are also exploration and traversal abilities. I found traversal to be pretty satisfying. Similar to Breath of the Wild, there is a stamina bar that you'll have to maintain when you're climbing up walls, but instead of climbing, you're wall running. It also has the most cinematic gliding ability ever, which was cool at first, but I can see the animation that plays every single time to be a little annoying. It seemed like there were a lot more traversal abilities that I just didn't have a chance to see. This game has a beautiful world that seems to offer a lot, but I'd be remiss to not mention how atrocious the menuing is. After 15 hours, I still don't know my way around the menus, not to mention some of the poor translations. Clearly designed for keyboard and mouse first and then controller. Like the only way to walk was to enable the strolling mode by holding left trigger and pressing L3. This stuff can be easily improved by the time it releases, so I won't hold it against them, but what I am a little worried about is how much of a live service this game is going to be. There were a dozen different currencies that I collected and some menus that hinted at the microtransactions and some time-gated farming. Overall, though, I still came away very impressed with what I played. It's not ready for release, but there's plenty of time to fix the small stuff. The meat of the game is going to be fun. This game has gone from being something I'm interested in to something I'll be playing on day one. So, what do you think? Is this on your radar now too?